Tena Kotu Fenwa. Or in a more understandable tongue, hello family. Today I just want to kind of reminisce and go over our time that we spent together in New Zealand. From just beginning from that 13-hour flight. That flight from the US into New Zealand airspace was long, it was bumpy, and it was very uncomfortable. I definitely remember, and I know I wasn't the only one on the flight that was anxious about landing. And we watched a number of movies and TV shows. Some of us even caught up on those movies that we were supposed to watch before the trip. Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, which was shot in New Zealand. So even after getting there and then having to get on another plane and take that flight over into Auckland, it was kind of like an uneasy experience. This is kind of one of the first times that I had been out of the country with a group of people that I had known before. We had a couple of meetings before we came on the trip. But I'm definitely happy to say that I did it. Even starting from the turmoil that we did, just trying to drive to our first location, driving in the bus and the bus breaking down and the heat and the air not working in the bus and just the constant water that was dripping on people. In that moment, that was kind of the first stages of we building that connection. And then going from there, we spent a month in Auckland at Victoria University, and we were in the lab. So this was the majority of what the trip was, and a lot of us had a lot of laboratory experience, but getting up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, taking that 30-minute walk up to the university, up that terrible hill that I know you guys remember. Oh, it was awful. But through all of these times and just those walks and everything, one of my favorite things to remember about being in Auckland or in Wellington at Victoria University was definitely those long nights at Dakota. Especially some of us in this room that I won't necessarily call out. It was a really good time. By far, my favorite experience of the trip with you guys was definitely the time that we spent in Resolution Bay. We were off the grid, no electricity besides certain hours. It was the bathrooms were in outhouses and everything. But that was by far my most fun experience because you really got to connect with people being off the grid. So to all of my pre-med people, doctors, and that are going into medicine, veterinary medicine, I know I wish you all the best. And I really hope that we will be able to catch up soon. And just from the level of skill that you guys represented and in the 2 months that we were together, I know you guys are going to succeed and achieve all of your dreams. Farewell.